Hello, my name is Joe Naples. I represent the Baldwin Group. We are on the title page right now. It says Baldwin Presentation Round 2, and I'm going to the second slide now. It states our strategy and overview. It says, we represent the team of Baldwin, and we have the strategy of niche cost leader, which deals with low technology. Our goal was to lower our variable costs and take over the traditional and low-end segments. We did pretty good with it so far. We can still improve by lowering our variable costs, especially our inventory carrying costs. Compared to last round, our variable costs were $74,460, and this round they were $79,983. But for this round, we sold more. We sold 120 million, and we had sales from round 1 of 108. So we're going to try to see what we can do in fixing all this. And this is how we did on it. For the financial sector, we had the stock price out of 8. We got a 2.4 out of 8. Our stock price was $10.15. Compared to last round, it was $23.82. So we lost $13.68 worth from our stock. Next, we go to profits, and our profits, we got a 0 out of 9 because we had a negative 1.179 million dollar, or $1,179,000 loss in profit, with a huge emergency loan of $21,377,000. Our leverage is our assets to equity ratio, and our asset to equity ratio was 2.6, which is really good. Moving on to our Slide 4, it is the internal business process, and it talks about contribution margin and plant utilization. And our overall contribution margin was 33.4, and last round it was 31.2. So we've increased on those segments. For each of our products, I will tell us what the contribution margins were. So for Baker, it was 33%, Bead was 37%, Bid was 37%, Bold is 22%, and Buddy is 32%. So after all that, Bold seems to be the one that's bothering or hurting the contribution margin overall. So we're going to have to mess with the price, the material costs, and the labor costs, and try to improve on that, because compared to last round, we did better, and we improved this round compared to last round, except for Bold, and we need to improve on that. So for our plant utilization, we got a 5 out of 5 in each of our products, starting with Baker and going back down the list. We plant utilized of 83%. Then Bead, we had a plant utilization of 191%, which is second shift and overtime of 93. Bid, we had 55%. Bold, we had 87%, and Buddy, we had 41%. So we did lower Buddy, Bold, and that was it. We increased though in Baker, Bead. So we're doing pretty good with keeping within the range from that point. We had a 5 out of 5. For the day's working capital, we had current assets of 41,105, and our current liabilities were 43,937. So our liabilities were more than our current assets, so that hurt us in the long run. Our stock out cost was 5 out of 5 because we didn't stock out in any of our inventory because we had so much of it. For Baker, we had 735 left in inventory. Bead, 804. Bid, we had a low of 13 left. Bold was 192, and Buddy was 158. So we're going to have to work on getting our products out more. And then our inventory carrying cost, we got 0.8 out of 5. We had too much inventory in each segment, and the cost to hold that much was $31,235 to keep all inventory, and it had an overall change of negative $12,289 in our current assets and liabilities. So now I will be going to the next slide, and that starts off with customer, and it's the customer buying criteria. And what that is what each market the people are looking for. And in the traditional market, the customer buying criteria that was most important was the ideal age. And the ideal age is 2. Our product had the ideal age of 3.5, which is higher than they wanted. So we're going to have to work on lowering our performance coordinated, or work on lowering our performance and size and adjusting things to get that ideal age down. We had 13% in that market, so that's not bad. We can do better though. In the low end market, customer buying criteria, price was the most important, and the ideal range was from $14 to $22, and we were selling ours at $22, which helped us because we had 16% in that market. We can still improve on that by adjusting performance and size to get our age even higher than it was before. And in the high-end market, customer buying criteria was the ideal position, which had the performance of 10.7 and the size of 9.3. Our product, a bid, had the performance of 8.2, which was lower than the other, and size coordination of 10.8, which was higher than the ideal position for those. So we have to adjust to working those back out and flip-flopping them. The next segment is performance customer buying criteria, and the most important was reliability of the product, and it ranges from 22,000 to 27,000. Ours was positioned at, our Bold was positioned at 27,000. So it's ideal to keep there compared with everyone else's. We will just have to keep adjusting on our performance and size to make it all work. And then the final sector is size, customer buying criteria, and the ideal position which is performance of 5.4 and size of 8.6. Our product of Buddy had a performance of 4.7 and the size of 9.6. So same thing with everything. We're going to have to work on adjusting all our products to get them back into the ideal positions. And I will be going to the next slide. It is still customer continued, but the next segment is customer awareness. We got a 4.2 out of 5. In the traditional market, we had 100% awareness of our product. We spent $2,800 on this. We kept all the same marketing for them because we felt like we can have the whole entire investment. So we had 100% there. In the low end, we had 100% in the market also of awareness. We spent $3,000 that time. In the high market, we had 62%, which we spent $1,000 for. So we may have to increase on that to get more people aware of it. Performance, we had 56%, and we also spent another $1,000 on that. And our size was 56, and we spent $1,000 on that. So maybe adjusting and spending a little bit more to get customer awareness, we'll have to see. I don't think it's a problem though. And we went to the next slide now. It's still customer, and it says customer accessibility, and we at 1.3 out of 5. So we're going to have to get our products to the customer a little bit better than that. We had traditional of 79%. We spent $3,000 on that. In the low end, we had 74%. So we spent $3,000 on that. In the high, we only had 35% of customer accessibility, and while spending $1,200. Performance, we also had 36%, spending $1,400, and size of 40%, spending $1,200. So maybe adjusting and spending a little bit more and getting for our customers to be able to buy our products. We're going to have to increase on or do better on that. And now we're going to slide 8, and it's still customer continued. It's the product count, and we got a 2.9 out of 5, and it's how much of the market you have when selling a product. So in the traditional, we had 2 products in the market share, and one was Baker, which was at 13% market share, and we had also had sold Bold, and we had 0% market share in that. And the low end, we had Bead, which had 16% of the market, and selling of a product of Baker had 1% of the market. Then we're going to High, which we only had one product in that market, and it was Bid, and we had 15% of the market share. Then Performance, we had just one product in the market, and it was Bold, and it had 18% of the market share. And then finally, we have in the size market, we had Buddy, which had 12% of the market, and we had Bid, which had 0% of the market. We only sold one product in it. And now we're moving to slide 9, and it's still customer, but this time it's SG&A expenses. We got a 5 out of 5. Our SG&A compared to our sales was 18.8%. So we did pretty good on keeping everything in that market. Compared to last time though, we had 19.3. So we decreased a little bit, but not too bad. 0.5 we decreased by. So we're still in a good range there, and we will not need to be worrying about that. Next, we're going to slide 10. And that is our learning and growth market, which deals with our employee turnover rate. We got a 7 out of 7. Our turnover rate was 7%, and we didn't lose any of our employees because they were satisfied. And then we have employee productivity. We had 7 out of 7. Our recruiting spending was $3,250, and our training hours were 80 hours. We will try to lower them for the next round, or we will try to lower our spending for the next round because we did so much recruiting. Then we are going to slide 11, and this is our conclusion. It says, as a representative of Baldwin, I feel like we are still keeping our strategy. We are just going to have to be more aggressive and expand into different markets. I believe with a small variable cost problem, which we can fix by playing with our R&D, but I also believe that we have to watch our interests and not take out debt. We issued a debt of $833,000 or $8,333,000 with an overall interest of $9.74 million. So we're going to have to watch what we do with our debts now. We will try to improve on this for the next round and create a profit finally. Thank you for your time.